Hello, Aisha.
Hello, Easy.
All right, time for joining us interactive and Aisha. Yeah, you take it away.
Looking good as usual.
Thank you.
I love your tie.
Yeah.
Easy. You know how to get me, but today has been fantastic, characterized by a lot of events. Well, time to get interactive about some of these trending issues. Now let's get started. And what do you think about a restaurant where people are fined in case they are unable to finish all the food on their plates? Surprise, right? Well, that's how a number of restaurants in Germany have decided to fight food waste. A sushi restaurant in Stuttgart charges patrons a small fee of £1 if the patrons cannot finish all the food on their plates. Question is, would you patronize such a place, and do you think it's a fair treatment?
For Ghana here, even the people who produce it over there don't even eat the proper one. They bring it here and it will be waste over here. Especially vegetables like tomatoes, cabbages and those things. So, like, if we can do it here, it will help everybody. The main thing is you buy what you can eat.
Actually, everybody has his own way of eating. So if I bought something and I've wasted it, you can't tell me that I should pay for it. It's not good at all. And we can't patronize it in Ghana.
No, I will not patronize such a thing because it is not unfair. It is unfair for it to happen in Ghana.
All right, so those were some comments from the streets. Let's see what's coming on Facebook, Israel.
Right, them there says they're right. They might have done this to save guys who send out their ladies there. If you know you can't finish it, or why order for it? I can't think far. Kwesi Boateng says they should come to Ghana and try us. We'll eat all their food, chew their plates, and also ask them to pack it home for us and take it home and come and pay later. Charles says, Master, I better go to Davis Chop Bar in La Paz. This extra charging cannot happen in Ghana. Chief Mother says, no, I will not, because I can't eat such a meal. And I understand them charging extra for leaving food on the plates. If you cannot eat it all, order takeaway, period. Costman says a good place for a first date. Wow. And Stephen said, that is not fair. I won't patronize such a restaurant. And Mamiama says, for myself, no, but I will recommend that restaurant to a male friend of mine. That guy will see to it that everything has gone to where it belongs.
And on WhatsApp, Kenzie Sekwa says, oh yes, I agree with that restaurant because you can't waste the food while others are starving. Ha ha ha. Nidoku from Winnipeg says, they are right. Why should I leave my food that I've paid for? I'll do it. I'll take it away. I think that's what you want to say. Sahasule from Tamale says, ha ha ha, this is ridiculous, but that would enhance food security, though. And from Richmond, from Takwa, he says, that is not fair for them to do so. This is coming from Andy from Zuarungo. He says, no, because the food might not taste as you expect it to taste. So definitely you will. Okay, you want me to accept your request on Facebook? I'll do that. And this one says, I seriously support that. And it's coming from Freeman Agogo. He says, I wish it is practiced in Ghana. Sometimes you'll go to Heavy Do and a person buy food so expensive and only eat small. Waste of food while someone is hungry somewhere. And this is coming from Julius from Winnipeg. He says, I think it's a good policy to prevent food waste. And finally, this is coming from Abdul Wadud from Boko. He says it's fair because you should be able to know the quantity of food you will eat. There was one message I wanted to read because Prosper says that it's high time we start carrying polythene bags to restaurants. I can't find that message, but I'll read it when I find it. Right. So Now, Ghana's Most talked about preacher Bishop Daniel Obinim today, lashed out at some officers of the Ghana Police Service. He says maltreated him during the period he was in custody. Addressing members of his congregation following his release on bail on Thursday, Bishop Obinim, whilst chiding the police officers who were cruel to him, praised those who were kind to him. Let's have excerpts of that and see what you think about it.
Because from Tema crime officer commander to Accra no and penifo ni nyina omo hia me nyina no e dey respect my say
from Tema to Accra. All the senior officers gave me due respect as a man of God. For the junior officers who disrespected me, I leave them to Jesus Christ. When I complained, they told me to forget it because I am a man of God. Aren't men of God human? That was the question they asked me.
Me do what deputy say munye you know. O say ye den na me kan say erade na say and then so me wie and say ko be from fine.
So those were excerpts of the things that Obinim said when he was released. Let's get on to Twitter and see some of the comments coming.
All right, so on Twitter, we've been looking at well, people are reacting to some of the things that has been put out. Well, one of the things he said was that he cursed the people. Some of the police officers he described as Banza, and also blessed some of the cops who were kind to him. And he also mentioned a kind cell leader at the Nima police stations. Okay, but Charles Rekubrobe Tarzan says an unfathomable disaster for the incumbent government. Can't fathom why anyone sanctioned this, and he's talking about he being in custody. And Elias says, was he expecting to be worshipped in police custody? He's even lucky to be on bail. Man of God cursing. And so that for this particular post on Twitter, it's reacting to his claim that he was maltreated. And then Big Brain says, read your Bible where prophets curse, even God himself cursed. And Elias again comes in and says, except the circumstances that leads to that should be justified. And some Emmanuel says Obinim should restrain himself sometimes because he's a public figure. And Kofi Techi says the thing he said about the police PRO telling him or she had to invite him sake of pressure from the top is damning. Shocked if true, you say. So this is some of the comments on Twitter.
And on WhatsApp, Rash from Techiman says, I really think Obinim was not treated fairly. The guy did not even have any evidence, yet he was handcuffed. And that's coming from Rash. This one says, from Senor from Jasican says, look at this dark, calling himself anointed, followed by a group of ignorant, far from education group, a man of God who would prophesy death of members and ask for money to reserve their supposed fate. And it's coming from Senor from Jasican. This is coming from Berry Makwabaji from Jenny. He says Obinim was even lucky. He should thank his stars. I'm surprised he was not flogged too. This is his strategy. He does something to get all the attention. God will judge us all someday. It's coming from Berry Makwabaji from Jenny. And this one says, stop calling Obinim a man of God. It's coming from Bota from Ho. And this one is coming from APA from Pon. He says Obinim is fake. He has himself to blame for all of that. And those were some of your comments on the issue. This one is coming from Gideon from Sonia. He said, what has Obinim done at all to be handcuffed? I'm not his fan, but what the police did is not good. He was treated as a criminal. Right. So now this description, some say a man will trade his last coin just to happily keep a woman on the first date, but show their stinginess after winning the woman. Others say they will step up their fashion game at first sight just to keep a woman, but show their stinginess afterwards. Well, what we want to know is what ladies look out for right from the first date to know if their man is stingy.
a guy meet a lady, and then the second day maybe invite the lady that come and visit me at home. Maybe when the lady arrive in that man's house, maybe he's supposed, for instance, supposed to offer a lady, maybe what do you want to take, what should I offer you, and the guy did not do that. That's we can say, because maybe when and secondly, maybe when the lady is leaving, the guy is supposed to give a lady a transport fare, but maybe did not give him. That's we can say, this guy is very stingy.
To me, that is when you take them out and you know they always expect you to spread them on the first date. So if you are not able to spread them very well, to buy them the stuff they expect from you, when they get home, they tell their friends, oh, this guy, I think he's stingy or something.
Sometimes the men tell their girlfriends to pay for their own drinks and food, and sometimes too, they expect the ladies to pay for them.
I was dating this guy, and I told him that I was sick and I want to go to the hospital. Though I'm a nurse, but I need to do some certain things. Immediately I told him that I'm not feeling for, I'm going to the bank to withdraw some money to go to the hospital. He was like, oh, my money too is finished. So you can see that he's not the person that you have to go out. He's stingy.
Israel, I hope you're not one of those men.
Well, I tell you know me.
Well, I can testify. I don't even need to ask this question. Right, so let's see what people are saying on Facebook.
All right, Charles says they start to demand for scratch card. They will be like, brah, can you buy me scratch card to call my mom? No. But on a more serious note, have potential men who are not stingy become a source of money machine for ladies? He asked that question. Sparrow says, on first date, ladies always bring something hard and expensive on board, and that makes it impossible for the men, so they think we are stingy. Prince says, I sat beside two Tema girls in lectures some time ago and overheard one telling the other that she believes a guy she met on Twitter is stingy because on their first date, the guy showed up without a wallet, but a 50 cedis note and a GCB e-switch card. But there will be lots of money on the e-switch card, right? Okay. Mahama says
she wants cash.
Yeah, maybe she wants cash to take away. You know. All right, Mahama says women do not want to be in relationships with men who cannot cater for their basic needs. They do not want to be tied down by men who would prevent them from soaring higher in life because of the constant emotional and financial needs. Since men have always claimed to be the head, most women expect them to deliver in this aspect. We will try as much as possible not to be biased with this piece. Thus, we also have to acknowledge the fact that there are some girls who simply dupe the men they meet, well, which is also true.
Yeah.
Isaac Addo says, a man searching for a woman is just like the politician seeking power. Makes a lot of promises, so the man's political campaign to woo the woman will elicit the demand. Eben says, when the man buys pure water and puts straw in it and buys a bottle of Coke for the woman, then you will know. God's says, on the first date, women would like to cater for all the bills, which of course is in place. Really? On a first, let me read it again. On a first date, women would like to cater for all the bills, which of course is in place. Seriously. You don't know what you're talking about. Where are you coming from? There are 3 replies. And okay, Sparkles, they don't get it wrong. Elsewhere, the lady pays a part of the bill and the guy pays half. It's a normal thing and it happens all the time. Mimi says, any man that takes a woman on a first date in Africa or even in the Western world and expects her to pay for the first date, he needs his head to be examined. Trust me, there will be no second dates guaranteed except it's a desperate lady. Jomo says, girls, can you buy me pizza? Boys, well, I'm broke for now, so ending. Girl, this guy be stingy. Boys, you think I'm a fool to buy you pizza? I would rather use the money for a bag of cement. So. Oh, no.
Okay, so buy the bag of cement and go and leave it alone, right? Okay, so on WhatsApp, you didn't add your name. This one says, that is true. Most of us men will do everything to win a lady, but show our real character after we've won the lady. Oh, thank you. You've been truthful. This one from Daniel Lobing says, pizza ladies in Ghana will always meet their meters. We guys are now white, so oh, come on. And this is coming from Seidu Tamale. You're still talking about Obinim. We've moved on from Obinim. This one, Abdul Wadud from Boku says, your attitude determines your stinginess. And this one, also from Berima Kwabaji, says, there's absolutely no shred of doubt about that. I had to spend almost half of my students' loan back on campus when I met this lady. I did so till some time when she realized who I truly was. Confessing. People are confessing. And this is coming from Lelo from Nkoko. He says the girls and Kasa, they deserve them. My mouth belly too much. Yeah, you're not being fair on girls this evening. This is coming from Evelyn from Ho. She says, to be very frank, my man is not stingy, not even after marriage. He provides for everything when we go out, even in friendship. He was God sent. Well, I mean, you're lucky. There are some men who are not stingy, but there are others who are too. And this one is coming from Olamide Lucci. He says, why can't they get their own pizza while they got the money? Well, it's just nice. Sometimes a lady has money, but I mean, it feels good when you are with the man and the man takes care of the bill. Sometimes the lady can also take care of the bills, but it's just nice.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
It's just nice.
It's just nice.
Okay. There's Yahweh J on Twitter, and he says, always asking you about credit cards and little talking from you, the guy. And how can you get the right guy to marry you?
And those are some of the comments. Let me take this last one from Garba from Offin. So he says some of the girls too are gold diggers and will continue to ask for more, forgetting about the effort you have put up before. And the effort never ends. If you put up before, you must put up after, isn't it? They said before, during, after, isn't it? So if you put up good work before, you must put it during and after. It mustn't stop there. Anyway, that's all for the interactive segment. Thanks so much for interacting with us. Enjoy your evening.